G'day and welcome to another episode. My name is Daethstro, the Aussie Geek, and today we are looking at MP27 Masterpiece Ironhide. Now, I was humming and hawing which one I wanted to do next, and I thought, you know what we've done? We did a mainline figure last time, so let me do a Masterpiece again. And of course, Ironhide is pretty much identical to their Masterpiece Ratchet, which Ratchet came out later, I think. But he has a whole bunch of different accessories. Transformation, for the most part, is relatively the same, but his accessories are just out there, honestly. I won't lie, for starters, I do love Ironhide. I don't know why, but I've always had a thing for Ironhide. I never had the G1 toy. But honestly, I would like to think that until Cup was a thing, Ironhide was our stand-in for a grumpy old warhorse. So that was always a plus, and plus the fact that we basically got two performances of Peter Cullen whenever we saw Ironhide, and Prime talking was just epic. So there we go. So of course he did die in the A6 movie, and I will say that as memorable as the death of all four of them on the shuttle was, which Ratchet, Ironhide, Prowl, and Brawn was, I want to say that Ironhide went out the best. Yes, I admit he got his head blown off, but I couldn't have imagined a better way for Ironhide to die. You know, he had that last heroic moment, and Megatron snuffed him out. So there we go. So here he is. Like I said, he is pretty much the same as Ratchet. They're the same transformation and everything, different paint jobs and whatnot. And just with a whole bunch of different accessories. But I have yet to find any. I pretty much most of my Masterpiece figures I would never replace, even my Trax. And considering Trax is one of my weaker ones, yeah. But he does have a crap ton of accessories, and I do mean a crap ton. So, of course, he has dual blasters, which, of course, we saw him wielding in the movie. And usually for my posing, I do like to just sort of have him up like this, just blasting away. So, just on the shelf. Ironically, standing next to Inferno, which is a little bit bizarre. So, we do have his guns. And we'll just take them out of the way. It is just, if I can get them out of his fingers. It is a little bit awkward. There we go. It's the usual lug the tab into the side of the hand sort of thing. So we'll get rid of the other one. So we'll save us a step for when we get to transformation. And I can actually get him out of his hands. They are a bit tight. There we go. So I'm going to go through these, and I won't lie, there is a good portion of this that I am not going to completely remember what the episode was. So I will try my best. I do have the instructions here to give me a little bit of a refresher. So let's start with, of course, he does come with a bed for all his accessories, which is very reminiscent of his transformation for G1 transformation. We have, if I can get it out, we have his back launcher, which is once again reminiscent of his G1, and he also used this in, I want to say, episode 2 of More Than Meets the Eye, when he tried to go after the Decepticons. So, of course, that plugs in there. There's no spring-loaded gimmick. Of course, you just come back here. You have this port here. You just tap this hole here. And then you can just sort of scorpion that over the top of his head, like so. And we'll just put that onto his tray here. And I believe that goes on there. So I'm just going to put all these on here. They'll probably just end up going back into storage afterwards. We have one of his guns, which I admit I never remembered him actually using this in the series, but according to the picture, it looks possibly like the episode where he meets Carly. I think, maybe, I'm not sure, but it's this static laser gun. Of course, you have tabs on either side, so just plugs in his hand. But considering how much effort I had to actually get his guns out, we'll leave that. And the instructions tell me that goes, and I just fold it the wrong way. This goes, ironically, right here, which is where his weapon would have been originally in the first place. He does have an alternative face, which was actually his basic face that came in the box. So his nice blue eyes and whatnot. And of course, you just untab here, basically pull the face away, and that will just slide into place. So it's basically a good portion of the front of his mohawk. If you want to call it that, of course, this just goes underneath here, like so. All right, so that's the big plastic done. Now we have all this, and I am way out of focus. I apologize. Come on, focus. There we go. All right, I don't even think I've ever actually opened this plastic one up. I don't think. Oop, and now everything is moving. Try to get it out without everything popping everywhere. Oh, that's why, because there's sticky tape on the bottom of it that like I said, I haven't taken out. There we go. Let's put it up to that side. So we have these that, according to the picture, doesn't show me nothing. Well, that's just nice, isn't it? So there's no reference to it. I'm assuming it's some sort of extinguisher. It looks like an extinguisher, considering it's red. So maybe something to help Inferno and Red Alert. And of course, to use that, you're going to partly transform his hand. And it's just, if I can remember how this works. Where are you? It's always the hands that I admit I always forget how the transformation partly works. Here we go. So that just folds out there. Fold that in. We have these nubbins that just folds in. And of course, you can take this. There's two of them. Plug that on there. And now he can extinguish something. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Just having a look. There is some blast effects, and they are too small to use that, so I'm not even going to bother. But while we have the hand like that, we do have these hands with the holes in the top, and of course they just plug in. Pretty sure it's just plugged in. I'm just having a look at the instructions to make sure. Yeah, it just shows it. Oh, I was going to say maybe I've got the wrong hand, but that's the right hand. So, oh, that's a bit tight. So we have that, and that looks like it's the picture's showing him using a flamethrower, but it reminds me more of the episode of what was it? The one with Cosmos Blaster stuck. God, it's driving. It's going to drive. It's with the one with the insecticide. I can't remember, but I remember. I'm pretty sure I remember him using these ones to spray. What was it? Nitrogen to freeze the plants so that they could actually get to Blaster and Cosmos, who was stuck under the plants. Oh no, it wasn't Blaster. It was Cosmos, Bumblebee, and Spike. They had to use a combination of Blaster's music and Ironhide's nitrogen to freeze it. And however, that doesn't turn, so his hand's not going anywhere that way. Oh, God, that's tight. We do have another one. There's two of these. We do have this one, and that just plugs in there as well, which is really tight. I'm not going to press that too hard because I'm not going to be able to get that off, knowing my luck. And that doesn't show that for that one either. But that's helpful. Part of me wants to say... No, that was Sunstreaker and Sideswipe. I was thinking of the scene in Dinobot Island where they were using pile drivers to get Bumblebee and Spike out. But no, I'm thinking the wrong one there. But yeah, it doesn't quite tell me what that one was. And I'm sure he used it somewhere. I'm assuming either I wouldn't say blast effect. I want to say something more akin to a some sort of liquid, because he was always using liquid and whatnot. So there is that. Let me know in the comments if you know what those effects were for. But we will get his hand back out again, because the next piece we won't. Whoops! I keep having his shoulder. There we go. And of course, the instructions are everything in Japanese, so if it makes any reference to anything in the actual thing, I have no clue. But of course, we have, looking at the instructions, 8, 9. For some reason, there's 2 8s. I don't know why. So it's basically here, which is type 2. These go back here. Oops, if you plug it in the right way. You have his hands, and we'll put them this away, so that goes in there. Be careful of those fingers. Oh, by the way, that didn't say it, but the fingers obviously are not articulated, since they're not supposed to be. That goes on there. So we have more of our little buggy put together. We have jetpack, which I want to say is, I want to say it was maybe more than meets the eye part 2, but I don't think so. But I do remember him having a jetpack coming out of his back. I just can't quite remember exactly which episode. So we usually have the port that goes in the same spot. That plugs in there. And of course, we have parts effects. We have 2 of them. They just plug into there. This might fit into one of the guns. God. Oops, I just dropped a piece. So there we go. We have parts effects, so he can fly around if you want. And of course, if you have some sort of stand, I suppose, that could work. So there we go. And as for where to store them on his storage thing, we want to take them off there, bring this in, unplug those. And we want boosters facing backwards. That will go onto, beg my pardon, that will go into there. And then we take the blast effects, which will go into here and here. Oh, and of course, when it comes to the guns, since we've already done those, they will go into here. Maybe not, because that wasn't very tight. Oh, here, and here. I'm sure there's maybe some alternative ways you can put them if you want. I'm just going to look to see if anything else, because there's not really anything you can put here. So I guess that's up to you if you want to put them like that. Almost done. Like I see, he has a lot of accessories, a lot of cool accessories though. So we put that aside, and we have this piece here, which is a sort of a scanner dish, which of course, for anyone who likes Dinobot episodes will know exactly what this one is. And it just goes into the top of his hand. Ooh, it might be the other way around. I was going to say that didn't want to fit at all. There we go. So we can... I keep popping his shoulder instead of rotating his bicep. There we go. So, of course, you have this, but it's not finished yet. You have this, which, of course, he used to scan for it. So I don't know how well this is going to go. I know Ratchet had something similar. I'm not quite sure how this is going to sit, if anything. Probably something that's just something you're going to have to fiddle with until you have it exactly how you want. If I've got it the right way around. Give me a second. So I used a little bit of gravity and I got it in there. So now he is scanning for the Dinobots. And every time I see that, it just makes me think of Slag, honestly, because it looks like Triceratops horns with the beak. So there we go. Of course, pop open his chest again. And I've just flipped part of his chest under. Come here, Eddie. There we go. We'll just put that off to the side. Try to get that underpiece back out again. Come on. It is a little bit awkward. I don't have any parts separated with me. I don't know why. But just try to get that. Come here, Eddie. Come out. Thank you. Thank you. All right. And then, of course, we can take the radar dish, and according to the instructions, it just plugs in the back here. Like so. And there you have all of Ironhide's accessories all stored away if that's how you want it. I wouldn't have mind sort of more of a wheel or something under there, but you can do that if that's how you want to accessorate. If that's how you want to display all his accessories. So there we go. He does have one other thing. He does have his card. And I always forget to show off cards. There we go. So, oops. And details on the back, all in Japanese. So feel free to translate that if you want. Right, so let's get down to articulation. And then we can get down to transformation. So, head can do a full 360. It can look up that far. Looks way down. I just popped that face piece off. So that's how easy it is to actually get his face off. And it just sort of plug and tab. So get that all back on. So head goes down that far. You sort of have this hinge at the back here. I think it's a ball joint, so you do get side to side. Arms. Oh, I don't know what just happened there. Arms can't do can do a 360 if they point outwards, but not if you want it straight up, because this piece here gets in the way of the front of the shoulder. Arms can go up that far, or more like out that far. Very tight bicep rotation. Even as long as I've had this figure, it's tight. We get elbow bend that gets you that far. You get wrist rotation. You have typewriter fingers with no articulation at the thumb. You have waist swivel. There is no ab crunch. You can fold up these pieces here. Leg goes up that far. Leg goes back that far, although I suppose you can. Yeah, I was going to say you might be able to untab. You can untap the wheels and pull out the side of the skirt, and that will get you further back, so that's more for transformation. Due to that, you only get, if you tab everything in, you're only going to get, if I can tab that back in, nope, my hips at a weird angle. There we go. Only goes out that far, but you can obviously pop this out to get it a bit further. You do have a bit of thigh rotation, hip rotation. You have knee rotation. You have ratchet knee that gets you that far. You have ankle tilt that gets you that far. If you want to go further, you could, in theory, use the toes but it sort of more goes the other way. Can go, he'll go back, he'll go forward. So there we go. And just sort of try to get him situated again. Right. So let's get this guy into van mode, and then we can do some more do some more size comparisons. So first things first, and I always partly forget how this transformation works. But what we'll do is we will start with the bottom and work our way up. So I'm going to pop out the wheels on both sides. They just tab in the back here. We're going to rotate the lower knees, and we'll deal with the feet. So we're going to flip up the heel. We're going to rotate the foot, and we're going to come in here and we're going to flip this back. Be a little bit careful, just fold that back. And then we want to rotate, where is it? This piece here around, and just sort of try to straighten it out like so. And that's going to fill in the gap there, if everything sits the way it's supposed to. And then we can come in here, fold out the wheel, and you basically want to fold it back in on itself like so. So it's sort of going to sit nice and flush. We will bring, we're going to have to get that wheel around first, aren't we? So pull this out and get that around it, so that this is facing back. Now you're going to notice there's a gap because we're going to collapse the leg, but we'll press that hip in and like so. So that's basically the bottom half of the cab. It'll sit better once we've got everything else the right way around. So we'll rotate that back past, so at least we've got this out of the way first. We are going to rotate that foot. We're going to flip up the heel. We're going to bring this up. Just past this. It's sort of a clearance issue. At the same time, it's not. You're going to fold this in and around like so, and bring this all up. Get that past there. Get the wheel out and push in and in like so. Then we can bring that up. We'll collapse the leg, and of course we'll then tab in the bottom half like so, and we can collapse that in if we haven't already, and just sort of do the best straightening up you can do for the time being. And now we have Ironhide as a centaur. Everything will secure a lot more once we've got the top half done. All right, so we can bring all this out, and we can fold that under. So all this is going to come forward and down, and these tabs are going to plug into the back. So just like that. So that way you've got all this. Like I said, things will clean up as we go. Now it is always, for me, it is always the arms and the head that I forget how it works. So we're going to flip up these pieces, which actually lock the hands in place. I'm going to bring the camera down a bit. There we go. Lock the arms into place, I should say. And we're going to bring this up. I'm going to bring this up for the time being. We're going to flip this out and back. And that is what's going to form our roof. Like so. Make sure those tabs are all pushed in. And then we can bring this down, and it is a little bit awkward, but we want to bring this down and under. Try the best you can. There we go. It pulls more out. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Then bring that in, and there is your back portion. So you can bring all that down. You have these big old tabs back here, and that's going to sit in there like so. Like I said, everything is not going to be overly secure until we get those arms in place. So we're almost done. We're going to flip out, I don't know which way, the hands and bring them in. We want to bring this down so it will go around the elbow and bring that in. And I bet you I've got this around the wrong way. So we want to basically get this mirror, this window, along here. So we're going to pop that joint that I kept popping earlier. And as long as that lines up with the window like this, you've got the right way around. So as long as things are where they're supposed to be, that can fold in. So you will have, and this is probably why I should have done the back end last, because you do have the hand. So I'm just going to unplug that so we can get our hand under. That's all going to just fit under there. There is a tab here that's going to go into the side there, like so. And we'll leave that for the time being until we fix it up. So we're going to rotate that hand out again. Rotate that in. Get this out. Fold this in on itself. And bring that back around. So we just want this piece out. Gonna have a look to see where that window is. Pop that. Bring that down. Bring that around. So I've got the right way around. So this is all now lined up. Bring that under. And get all that secure. So in there, nice and snug. And then we can bring the back end down again. And then you can just press and squeeze and, you know, not go over the top, but enough that it will secure everything. And there is Ironhide in his vehicle mode. And oh my god, I don't know, once again, I don't know why, but I've always loved Ironhide's vehicle mode. It's just iconic. It's as far as I'm concerned, it's equal with Prime's. So there we go. So it does look absolutely amazing. He does have the piece up here. So if you really want to, you can always plug one of the guns up there. So anything that will fit in his hands will actually fit there. Of course, excluding your, the hands and whatnot. I'm not sure how to pop that back out again. I'm assuming it's to do with some part of the transformation. So I'm assuming something in there has popped out. Oh, maybe I've just got it stuck. I don't know. I'll fiddle with it a little bit to see if I can get it back out again. Now, I'm assuming there is a button or something for that. Or maybe something's in the back of his chest. In the back somewhere. Let's have a quick look. Because I've never bothered actually using that before. So, where are we? That plugs in there. That plugs in there. That plugs in there. Not quite telling me. So hopefully it's not that difficult to get back out again. It's something I'll have to fiddle with and see what happens. Like I said, I'm wondering if there's something on the inside of his back. Also, you can take his guns also, and if you want to give it a sort of exhaust look, you can. It's supposed to be able to. I've just dropped the instructions too. So it's meant to be somehow you can plug. Where are we? All right, so they go the other way. So it's supposedly this way. So I'm assuming there is a tab there, or maybe it's just the back end barrel of the guns that hold it in place. There you go. So you can store them under the vehicle if you want. And then just play silly buggers trying to get the damn thing back out again. 1 second. Oh, I did a quick little bit of a search, and yeah, my spring's getting stuck. So it's supposed to pop straight back up again. If you have trouble with it, and you try to get back, I tried putting a tool in there to get it out, and I've scratched the top a little bit. What you're going to need to do is, if you bring this up, unscrew these two, not all the way, just enough so they're loose, and pull back on this, it'll hopefully pop that back into place. I've done it twice, and yeah, it does work. So I'm not going to plug anything more up there. I'm assuming it could be just age. The springs just going with age, so just be careful that it is an older figure. I don't even think you can get MP27 anymore. Honestly, there is a couple of MPs I would still love to get, but it is what it is. Now, size comparison. Here he is with Windblade. So yeah, decent size with Windblade. Also, something I got to show. He has his face. Ratchet has it. Ironhide has it. I believe I said in someone's comment on Facebook, I can't remember what it was, but I said if they ever did a reissue or a missing link, or at least a reissue of Ironhide and Ratchet, I want to see that face back. Give me the sticker on the back. As for the missing link, if they could find a way to have both of them, I'd be absolutely happy with it. Of course, you can roll. I forgot to mention that. The wheels are plastic, so if you're hoping for rubber, sorry. I don't have the Fans Toys Ironhide. I got my Ironhide. I didn't need another one. So let's get this guy back into robot mode. So, of course, we'll just unplug that and hopefully not knock his face off. Just going to bring all this up. I'll plug that back in for the time being. Get in there. It doesn't usually fall out, so I'm not too worried about it. So then, of course, we've got these. So we're going to fold all this out to get us back our arms. And we want to fold out from under without untapping that. And this is going to plug into here, like so. And then, of course, we can leave that like that for now. We'll get the other arm out. So fold that out, fold all this out. Bring that around and plug that into there, like so. All right, so we need to get the windows up under here before you do anything else. So bring this all up as far as it'll go. Actually, we'll need to get this part forward first. So just stretch all that out, and you're going to bring the windows under here. You might have to what's it in a little bit, and this is going to come under like so. And before we get all that in place, like I said, we want to bring the arms up, and these are going to actually go over the windows. So down and back as far as it'll go, and like so. And then we can bring these hooks down, which are going to lock his shoulders into place, and we'll leave the arms how they are for now. So we'll deal with the front here. You can fold this out now, although it may sort of fight you a little bit. You're going to bring this out from under here as far as it'll go and bring it up. There we go. And this is all going to flip up, and then you have these sort of ports that are going to plug inside here. So they can go up like so, and just press like so. And then we have the legs, so we can split the back. This leg's decided to extend for me for some reason, but you can bring the legs back if they haven't already done it for you. Pull out these pieces just to give you a bit of clearance. We can bring the legs down. Might as well rotate this one in out of the way. And then, of course, we can rotate this in, push that in, and this tab here is going to go into this port. I remember there was so many issues with the fact that he's got bomb wheels. So, yeah, if you don't like that, you're not the only one. So bring this around, push that in, plug that in, and that's them done. All right, so we're going to deal with the wheels first. You're going to sort of pull them out. It doesn't feel good, but at the same time, it needs to be done. And then you want to basically rotate the wheel into this gap. So, like so. Then what we can do is we can flip this back, And you're going to have that sort of weird thing again with that. And this is going to fit into this gap, like so. Then you're going to bring this down. You'll have to get some clearance past here. And voila. We can then flip up that piece and rotate. If it won't let you go one way, you're going the wrong way. Rotate the other, and we have one leg all done. Do the same on the other side. So flip that in, flip that around so it fits in that little gap. Bring this down, go past there, rotate the foot, and lift up the heel. And we have 2 legs all done. Also, out of curiosity, am I the only one that every time they see Ironhide's lower legs, they think of Astro Boy? I don't know why. It's just something that happens to me. I don't know why. All right, so we're going to bring this down and bring that out just a bit. We're going to fold this out. And if I don't even try and get my tongue working, I don't even know if I showed that properly. So let me try this again. So you have it like this, right? Fold that out. Bring this out. You'll have one pop. Bring out the fist. Bring up this piece. There is some details in there. Bring this piece up. This is going to come down and it's going to tab into that, like so. Then you can set up your arm the way it's supposed to go. And these have a tendency to pop every time I transform it. So we'll bring it out. Bring this up. Bring this out. One. Fold this out. Bring this up. Bring this down. Voila. And then, of course, position it so that his elbows and stuff are where they're supposed to be. And there is Ironhide back in his robot mode. I always have issues getting his ankles to situate how exactly I want them. So there we go. And of course you can arm him up with any of the weapons or whatnot that you would like. Now, size comparison, the only one that's decently needed for this one, here he is with MP10. And he's just a bit shorter than MP10. Shoulder comes up to just about Prime's chest. Top of the head is just over his collar. But honestly, Prime should be taller than Ironhide, but not by much. Honestly, if your Ironhide's down here compared to a Masterpiece figure, he's too short. It may work for mainline, but yeah, he doesn't work. Ironhide, while should be capable of being looked down by Prime, because he is not Prime, he should be close. Because as far as I'm concerned, this guy and Brawn is going to just run in on a whole bunch of Decepticons before Prime's even said anything and just start beating the absolute shit out of all of them. So there we go. I think that's everything. So if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, give me a thumbs down. I promise you it will not hurt my feelings. Subscribe, ring that bell, leave me a comment, and apart from that, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.